At the start of Texas's 88th legislative session, Republican Senator Lois Cokhurst filed Senate Bill 147, which aims to limit land ownership of companies and government entities from China, Iran, Russia, and North Korea. Early drafts of SB 147 also prohibited citizens of those countries from purchasing property. The proposal prompted action from advocacy groups across Texas.
We must stand in solidarity to protest these discriminatory bills. We need to stand up, speak out, and fight back.
So this bill will directly affect me. Like if I want to buy like a house, and then this is not constitutional, right? So this is purely wrong. So I have to stand here. I have to speak out for myself and for my friends and then colleagues who are in the same situation.
When you take away people's ability to buy property, what does that actually do to their sense of belonging, to their place within the community? Because we believe that America is a country of immigrants, that we are stronger together than we are divided.
We are encouraging people to become a part of this peaceful protest movement that is going to make sure that we do not have laws that disrespect persons of Asian ancestry.
Iranian communities across Texas have also criticized Senate Bill 147. Advocates say that the bill has shifted focus away from pertinent issues concerning the human rights violations of the Iranian regime.
When I originally saw the language of SB 147, I would say I was shocked to my core. It was sad to see that myself, my community, my family was going to be targeted by legislation that seemingly was supposed to target the people that we hate, the Islamic regime that currently controls Iran. But instead, it was probably going to punish innocent Iranian Americans who have had to escape that same regime. All of a sudden, we had to focus on our own existence here in the United States, but that was what SB 147 led to.
In response to criticism of Senate Bill 147, Senator Cokhurst announced a revised bill that clarified that the legislation would not apply to legal permanent residents or dual citizens. Still, several witnesses gathered to testify at a public hearing on March 2nd.
I think we've heard about the hearing within 48 hours. People have lives. People work. People have to travel. And then when we got here, it was very difficult for people to sign up to testify. And a lot of the people who are here, English is not their native language. And so this was a difficult process, but people knew how important it was to fight for it.
I've been living in Austin for 10 years, and I found this bill really discriminatory.
Among those testifying that day was Dr. Xiao Yu Wu, who has been outspoken against Senate Bill 147 since it was first proposed. He and his wife, Sheng Shui, recently purchased a home in South Austin.
When you think of Texas, you think of the cowboys setting up their family in the harsh environments. I think, I like this. I want to also set up my family, my career here, just following the spirit of cowboys. After I graduated from college, I came to UT for my PhD degree directly. I applied for the H-1B visa for the first year. I wasn't picked. So I said, probably just bad luck. And overall, I was in that kind of lottery for 8 times. I wasn't picked once. Why I think I have to speak out is because I've been through this. Although I'm no longer targeted by this bill in this current form, it's so hard to go through this long immigration process, and having such bill will further increase the friction in this journey. We realized there will be a public hearing for this bill, so we said we must show up. That's our only chance to meet with senators, to let our voice being heard directly in their ears.
I quit my job in China. I worked in a top-tier hospital. I moved to Austin. I was a F2 visa, which means I was a totally dependent person. When my friends asked me, so what's your job? I said like, okay, I'm a housewife. Just after delivering my first baby, I applied to the ACC Community College. And right now it's my last semester. After that, I'm going to apply to a job. But finally, I feel like I got the dream. Before that, I saw the bill, I feel like I was so welcomed by our society, our community. When I saw the bill, I was shocked.
The Senate approved the bill in late April and sent it on to the House. Senator Cokerst has maintained that the bill addresses national security concerns and does not target people who are pursuing residence in Texas. Regardless of whether the bill ultimately passes into law, critics say that it has already left an impact.
I think some of the damage from this bill has already been done. Many people, especially in the Chinese community, especially in the Iranian community, especially in the North Korean community, we fled here. My family didn't just come from China, we fled China. And then to have the government say, well, we consider you an agent for that government, it's not only offensive, it's frankly hurtful.
I feel like I understand right now the US feel the threats from China, but as a Chinese, I didn't feel like I put any stress to our community, and I feel like Chinese like me, we are really friendly. I'm very nervous about my kids when they're in schools. How will they be treated by others? I want them to be happy and safe. We really want to pursue our dream. Why should we treat like this? I have been fighting for a dream for a long time, but I won't give up for this.